What is going on, all you goons and producers? It's your boy, Nico Anthony. With me, as always, Damien's an alien. You already know. Welcome back to the Producer's Pit, New Mexico's music show. This week, we got a guest, a real head turner in the Albuquerque area. The one, the only, Munirah.
Hey, you said my name right.
Let's go.
I'm proud
Let's
of
go.
you. I'm proud
That's
of
a
you.
highlight. Clip that tweet. Anyways,
Oh no.
we're excited. We got it right. We're off to a great start.
Yeah.
As for Munirah, great artist, kind of an enigma in the music community around here. Everyone I've talked to has said didn't box you in any genre. They just said, yes, she does music. It's real good music. I don't know where to put you. I'd say folk artist. I've heard other people say soul and R&B is where you're at.
Okay.
It's anyone's guess. There might be a prize if someone guesses it correctly, you know? So, outside of being a fantastic musician, you're also a good yoga instructor. Real popular around here. I see everyone's in high demand for Munirah yoga sessions.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, apparently. I'm just going off of what Instagram's saying.
Okay.
We'll roll with that. Anyways, let's get right to the first segment of the day. You already know, Song of the Week. We recommend just songs that we've been listening to over the week. And now local picks, because we got to put on for the city. As always, Damien, start us off.
Yes,
What you
sir.
got for us?
So today, so you guys should definitely go out, check out Neo Saturn. Saturn is such a good song. If you want to feel like kind of sad boy hours, go check that out for sure. And for local picks, I'm gonna do "Run It Up" by Darian Dallas. Absolute banger. Darian's he's a dope artist. And then I'm also gonna do another one. Sorry, I'm breaking the rules here.
Hey, it's all good. We need more songs on the playlist.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked out Ezrak, go check out Ezrak. Love in Suspension is such a good song. Go ahead and check him out. It's such a smooth track. And that's it for me.
I love that you recommended Ezra.
Yeah, he's such a good artist.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, we learned who he was last week. Anyways, you got any recommendations for us?
Well, thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, of course.
I really appreciate it. It's been my first live performance in a long time. Yeah. So, thank you. I would definitely recommend everyone to listen to Walker Cass, a really awesome female duo here in Albuquerque. And I always have to shout out Z the Author and Sun Sounds. I would definitely say those are some good local artists that I vibe to quite frequently.
Anything specifically? Any songs that you think?
Well, Sun Sounds just came out with an EP last year, so listen to that EP. It's really great. And Z the Author is coming out with an album, so just keep up with him. But yeah, their whole catalog, it's great. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, as for myself, I think my recommendation this week is courtesy of Damien. I'm going to throw you Rich Brian, Love in My Pocket.
Yeah. That's a good song.
That's a good one. You showed me the music video.
Yeah.
And then I was like, dang, this song's actually really good.
Yeah, that's
and
a good
then,
music video.
Yeah. Rich Brian, Love in My Pocket. Local picks. Munirah, Read My Mind. Walker Cass, Delicate Dancer. Siren Folk, I still don't know what it is, but it's damn good.
It's like medicine.
It is.
I don't know. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's actual. If I
Talk about a head turner.
Yeah, if I broke my leg, I could listen to the whole catalog.
If you broke your heart, just anything broken.
Yeah, honestly, we're not medical professionals, so don't take us up on that. But still, go listen to Walker Cass, Delicate Dancer, and everything else while you're at it. And of course, playlists. You can listen to all of our song recommendations from the beginning of time on YouTube. We just threw it on our Spotify at producers_pit, I believe. And also all of our local picks. We have a playlist for that set on Spotify as well. So if you want to hear the weirdest playlist of your life,
that's true.
That's where you go, because we're all over the place.
Yeah.
You don't even know. And if you do know, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got a couple shout outs, a little bit of news to go through. First off, Good for Life, Paul the Cowboy Killer threw a great networking event I got to meet so many people there. I got to meet Sun Sounds actually. Nice. I got to meet the Walker of Walker Cass, who was super nice. All around great event. Thank you, Good for Life. You're really doing work for the community. Absolutely. Next, Very Secret Parties concert, April 3rd, is canceled, unfortunately. Sucks to hear. Some wild stuff happened with that. But April 2nd, Art Walk. There's going to be some artists playing in the back of El Rey, the El Rey Theater. So that'll be a good time. I hear quite a lineup with our homeboy D-Con.
Yeah.
Of course, the show himself, Pocket Elephant.
Yep.
And Munirah, I believe.
Thank
is
you.
what I hear
Yeah.
you're going to be playing that one. Is
I
that
just
correct?
found out I'm going to be right before DCon. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
we'll be
So
there.
you're like the co-main event, as they say
Co-main.
in boxing.
Oh, in boxing, is
Yeah,
that what they say?
it's like before the main event, it's like the co-main event.
And then
so,
you call me out?
Yeah.
You
something-
call the name
yeah.
out? Yeah.
Yeah, and
okay.
then you guys box.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
And
you-
then we-
yeah.
Yeah.
You're actually boxing D-Con
Oh.
on
I'm
April
ready.
2nd.
I'm ready.
I thought he was boxing Grissom.
I don't. He's got to warm up, but he's gonna lose. Is what
I
I'm.
get
He's
it.
gonna
he
lose.
Is, he is.
My money's on you.
He's going to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks for the support.
No boxing on April 2nd, as much as we like to see that. But great artists behind the El Rey. I was at the last Art Walk because it coincided with that Good for Life networking event. I had a lot of fun. You might hear some shenanigans about it next show. Stay tuned for that. Finally, second to finally. Shout out Ancora Bakery and Cafe. You guys have been putting on some great weekly events. We've been going to the Friday night music events that you've been holding. Last week was fantastic. The Edgar Wonder Band didn't show up, but Edgar Wonder did. Found a bassist and a drummer from another band that was playing, and then rocked the house.
Yeah.
They figured it out on stage. It was amazing. Edgar Wonder, goddamn.
Yeah, killed it.
Amazing. From literally nowhere. He just said, let's go. And he made it happen. Once again, the Cowboy Killer. He opened for that one. Good time. Yeehaw, partner. Good tunes for sure. I enjoyed that one. He brought a great energy to the stage. And we also had a band led by the aforementioned Ezrock and keyboardist D Brown. For
yes.
all of you that watched the last episode, you know that's Jay Scribe's uncle.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get
Is
to see
that
those.
just
Yeah.
Scribe's uncle? Wow.
Yeah, it
I've
is.
known both of them for a long time and never knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. No wonder.
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy,
a
right?
beautiful family.
Crazy
Right?
what you
Yeah.
learn on the producer's pit.
First thing, learn.
Yeah. Regardless, talent all around. And Cora, you guys have a wonderful space for hosting this kind of stuff. I've also met a ton of people there too, so it's like you guys are doing so much for the community. Now, finally, we have to thank you guys, the audience. We hit over 200 followers on Instagram this week. That's 200 more people than I thought would even care about this show. But thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Outside of that, that's about all the news and shout outs we have today. So we'll get right into the interview once we come back.
Ain't feeding my soul, keeping it all nice and tranquil. Take what I need, let the rest.
Hi, I'm Munirah, and you're watching Albuquerque Public Access.
Gave back my key to the old place, moving into a new space. Made room to live my own way.
And welcome back to the Producer's Pit. We're here with local head turner Munirah, because apparently everyone knows who she is, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Real high profile guest. But let's talk about yourself for the people who don't know who you are and what you do. And let's start with your musical background and what inspired you to get into music.
Oh wow, are you ready for
Yeah, let's
a
go.
little bit?
Yes.
Can I talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're here.
Absolutely, thank you. So yes, my name is Sade Munirah. I go by my middle name, Munirah. And my music background takes me back to my young years. My mom said that as a baby, I always wanted to have headphones on and listen to music. And I remember listening to Metallica when I was about 3, falling asleep. My dad would put me to sleep to Metallica. And my mom raised me on a lot of different types of music. So like Erykah Badu, India.Arie, Sade, Sarah McLachlan, Nirvana, Sublime, Bob Marley. Just a very eclectic style of music. I grew up with a lot of different, genres, which might be why you feel like there's no genre for me.
Yeah.
And there's other reasons that I'll get to. But yeah, I grew up with music. I love to sing. I love to dance always. And I found myself in choir when I came back from the States from living overseas with my mom. And when I joined choir, it was the first time I'd ever sang with other people, and it was the first time that I had learned, how to approach like music theory and how to be trained in classical music, and I really loved it. So every year from about 7th grade until, well into college, I was in choir. I was auditioning for all-state choir, honor choir, taking leads as section leader, and just really loving that experience. I found myself towards the end of high school wanting to pursue a degree in music therapy, and it wasn't offered in our state. So I was recommended to pursue music and opera as well as music education. And I spent about a year in that program, and I was advised to leave the program because I wasn't excelling. It was very difficult to manage the heavy class load with living on my own, taking care of myself, all of the things going on in my personal life. And I took a step back, and I actually stopped engaging with music for 4 years. I changed my degree. I started getting into social advocacy and journalism, and I stopped writing music, and I had done so for about 7 years at that point, and poetry, and I just stopped creating, and it was really difficult for me. It shifted a lot. It was my outlet of expression of my deep emotions, art, creativity. It's really needed. It's like our counsel, right? So I found myself back into music again in my early 20s. And at that point, it was more for myself. I was writing things that I was going through. My marriage had ended. I was a single mom. I was just going through a lot of different changes. And I found myself buying a guitar, going into my room, and just writing. And I was invited to an open mic in Albuquerque and at Winning Cafe. It's shut down. However, they created a really great space for artists to come and just share whatever it was. So yeah, I found myself in 2017 just sharing at open mics, which led to people connecting with me and me connecting with people. And I just started to open up in that space, went through cafes, breweries, restaurants, and found myself around the time right before COVID wanting to host my own experiences and inviting other collective artists to be a part of those in local businesses such as cafes. So just creating more intimate spaces for other people to gather. And we were shut down, and there's been a lot of growth since then. So I'm excited to perform on your show. Thank you.
Yeah, that'll be coming up soon.
Yeah.
But with your studies in the opera program at UNM, I heard you said there was something an instructor said to you that caused you to basically leave the program.
Yeah.
And so in that, how were you able to kind of conquer those negative feelings you had about music coming out of an experience like that?
Right.
And what would you have any advice for people who are facing that same kind of negativity towards their own music career?
Absolutely. And just take it as the stance of we are all creative beings. We all create. And we create different ways, right? So everyone has the right to create in their own space and from their own sound, their own perspective, whatever the modality is. I believe it's easy to get caught up in other people's expectations and identities. I've worked with amazing collectives along the way that have helped craft my artistry, and it's so easy to be like, oh, well, that's what I need to be like and sound like. But you can also just appreciate people's input and appreciate their support, and you have a right to own your own identity and your autonomy and express in the way that you want, and it should make you feel alive and yourself, So it took a long time for me to shed those expectations and to not have that in the back of my mind. But I'm also a type of person where if someone gives me feedback like that, now it really fuels me to learn more and to grow. Back then, there was a lot of personal things going on. I had peace letting go and shifting, and I'm glad I did because I turned to a degree in journalism. I've worked with a lot of social advocacy in different areas, and I'm finding that music is coming back through. I'm a yoga instructor. I'm working with people with mental disorders as someone that also has mental illness, and am able to serve with music and with my own work, and hopefully come back to that music therapy. I think it's therapy in general for everyone. So continue on, just keep going. Keep creating. I would just say continue to create, and also put yourself in positions where you're pushed and you're challenged. Get out of your box. There is no box. It's all expansive space. So, Yeah.
That's great advice.
what I would say.
I mean, musicians do face stigmas sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it depends on the music you do. We've had conversations about this between ourselves, but I think it's very important for aspiring musicians to hear that, because the arts in general kind of do get dismissed, which is a real shame.
Right.
But I think just keep creating, keep your head down, don't listen to the haters.
Yeah, and you never know who's going to benefit from what you share. So it's just the cycle of life. Share, receive, create and give. So continue. It really helps other people to see art, to see creation. Like you said, going to Ancora, going to these places, seeing these local artists, it's inspiring. We miss each other. So please continue sharing what you've learned, like through this whole process, through your journey.
All right. Well, let's talk a bit about the music that you make. Now, as I mentioned earlier, people see you as some sort of enigma. They don't know what kind of genre of music you make. Do you agree with that kind of notion, or do you think there is a genre of music that you do make? And
I love to hear that that's what's being said.
yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It's like everyone I've talked to. I'm not gonna name names. Kenny Riley. But
yeah, I'm recording a song with Kenny Riley with Rio Grande Studios, and ironically, this one is sounding a little funk and rock, and it's taking me back to my childhood. This song that we're working on specifically has a little bit of components that reminded him of like Nirvana, Kurt Cobain. So I would have to say that as I grow and as I take time during the shutdown to listen to myself and to be with myself, that I'm just allowing things to come up. And yeah, I have found myself in spaces of R&B. I have found myself in spaces of songwriting for more pop, like with the intention of A&R placements, hopefully. And then I do find myself with this underlying soul. I do love, and I haven't shared, but the expression of like blues and jazz, like that's a really deep part of me. I haven't really shared that yet, but I am writing a lot of music, and I'm working on an album right now. And what seems to be coming up with that is a lot of soul. You said folk. I could agree. There's some folk in there for sure. But I did grow up with, a lot of neo soul, a lot of hip hop. I do also write hip hop music. I find myself just wanting to create, and also important to not just like find your lane, but just understand like where you're going. Yeah. So opening that yourself up, your creation, to maybe other influences. But we all have our own sound, and we, just as artists, right? If I'm speaking specifically with music, we all have our own sound. And I would say that as I get closer to myself, reducing a lot of input and energies from other people, that I'm just getting back to my younger self and like what makes me feel good, the music that makes me feel good. So we'll see what it sounds like. I don't know.
yeah, well, like I said, place your bets on what you think that's going to be.
Multi-genre.
Multi-genre.
Yeah.
With a lot of soul.
Yeah, but if you guess the correct genre, you will get a T-shirt. I'm kidding. I don't know. It is not German death reggae. I would be my
However,
guess.
I have been writing some reggaeton with the rhythms this year, so we're working on some of that. So it might be reggae and it might be German. I don't know.
Yo,
I'm kidding.
if
Not German reggae.
German death reggae.
Oh, German death.
That's
Death
very.
to
There's
reggae?
two
It's very
different.
different.
Yeah,
Very different from reggaeton. Yeah.
something. Yeah. If you manage to do a song like with those parameters, I'd be impressed. I'd also be very confused.
I could also say that some female influences for me, definitely like Erykah Badu and Lauryn Hill are big influences for me, as well as Sinead O'Connor and Sarah McLachlan. Like I listened to them a lot growing up, if for female artists. And then in terms of male artists, I listened to a lot of Nirvana, a lot of Kurt Cobain, and Al Green, like a lot. So I think there's different influences behind me, but it's been really nice to delve into different areas of music and then find what's coming up for me in the present moment.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's nice not to box yourself into things, because I mean, we've once again had conversations about kind of creation and artistry in that sense too. And once you if you trap yourself in a corner, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets boring.
Yeah.
So yeah, make some crazy stuff, you know.
Keep growing.
Deutsch Heart metal, you know.
Yeah,
Deutsch?
I'm open
Yeah.
to it.
Like Rammstein, you know.
Oh, that's right.
German metal.
Yeah.
So you've worked with a lot of people around town, is what I hear. You're part of collectives. You've worked with many studios around here. But I do want to know a bit about what you've done with Olod Records.
Oh, okay, with Olad Records.
Olod.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you were close.
Yeah, can't pronounce nothing today, guys.
Yeah. I was introduced to Olad Records from Native Q, which is a collective as well. And I was introduced to Olad Records for the purpose of songwriting at songwriting camps. And they do an amazing job of placing with A&Rs, mostly in Korea, but also just in other areas of the industry. So I've been able to grow a lot as a songwriter because of my relationship with Olad. I'm thankful for what I have learned. They do hold a good space, you know, for the studio. I was able to work on, you know, my record making room in that studio and record it there. And my biggest takeaway from them is to see where I can go. So, you know, I can also aspire to engineer and to produce, and that's what I'm working on right now. And so I'm thankful to see an amazing collective that has great, you know, like masculine energy and, you know, holds a lot of space for a lot of, you know, male artists. And I think it's also time that there's a really solid female collective. So that's where I'm spending my space right now and making sure that I'm equipped and growing as an artist so I can hold the same space for artists that are women or that are men or, you know, not identifying but don't have a lot of resources or space. And it's really inspired me to be a part of collectives like Native Q, Olad, and to see them, you know, set up everything for an artist and invest in them, at least time or energy. And I can do that. I feel led to, and I'm really excited to step into that a little bit more and hold that space for other artists.
Is there any other collectives that you'd like to highlight that you're working with? Talk about, you know.
You know, I'm not sure on a name of a collective. I can't say for sure. I'm really just appreciative of the communities around me. There's so many communities, and we mingle and we like mix so well in this city. I love our community. I would love to see a connection with other cities in our state. You know, Santa Fe has a really tight-knit community. Albuquerque has a really tight-knit community. And I think there's a lot of people on the outskirts that want to come in. And I was that person, you know, and someone was able to reach out and invest in me a little as I was working really hard and reach out to me more as I worked harder. So I would like to see more communities. There's a great visual arts community here, absolutely. There's a great producer community here with EDM music. Like we have a really solid community here with that, and you know, a solid, you know, brew house community, like live bands, things like that. But what I want to see are younger people, women, just like stepping forward and offering, and then a space to come and share. That would be really great. In the next year, I would like to see that.
All right. Well, yeah, community is the name of the game. There's a lot of people doing it. I think the real, I guess, challenge is getting all those people in the same room.
Absolutely. Can I say something on that?
Yeah, go for it.
So speaking about just getting them into the room in the communities that I want to call in, I am working alongside Walker Cass, Sun Sounds, and other female artists that, you know, have different modalities in art or doing like holistic practice and want to serve the community. So within this year, you know, you guys can expect pop-up events as we can open up. And so we can hold space for the community to listen to music and also to get some help and support with their mental and physical health. Really important to just create a safe container in our community, I think.
I'm going to say, can we expect to see you at Ancora in the future?
Absolutely, I'm open to that. I'm definitely open. I've met with the owner and talked about it. I will be at the Art Walk, and you know, we'll see what happens after April. So yes, I'm sure you'll see me there.
Yeah, because we're always there. So.
Yeah, I've heard. That's great.
So you touched on earlier about an event you had at VM Coffee, very homey music experience presented by you.
Yeah.
On your website, it said that there was a latte that was crafted by Munirah. Is there a recipe for the Munirah latte out there?
I can't tell you. I'm sorry. It's actually a part of my childhood.
Really?
My family on my mother's side are Muslim, and I was raised Muslim. And my uncle Ismail, he traveled to the Middle East when he was a young teenager. He went to Hajj in Mecca, and he came back with this recipe, and he taught it to like all of my family. I've taught it to Jaslyn over there. Some people, I'm just kidding. I'll share a little bit, but it tastes like a Turkish latte, but it's a little different. And VM totally just came around and showed love and created this specific latte for people that were willing to buy a ticket to come to a show when they were closed. So we hosted an event when they were closed, and we wanted to create an experience for them. And yeah, they were able to combine a little bit of my background. I think there was like some honey in there, and cinnamon. I don't really know the recipe of their latte, but what I'm talking about is what I make every morning. So yeah.
So who are we gonna have to pay to try this out?
Maybe one day I will sell it at like a vendor space, and you'll get some, and I'll tell you there.
Awesome.
So
we're
hold
there.
tight.
It's like, watch out, Travis Scott Burger. You got competition.
Yeah.
Travis Scott Burger ain't got anything on the Munirah latte. I can tell you that much right now. Well, I got one more question for this half of the interview before I kick it to Damien.
Okay.
And it's on the one and only Kenny Riley.
Yeah.
Now, I got to visit his studio. Great dude. But did he also make you meet him in an alley downtown and then put a bag over your head so you wouldn't know where the studio was? Or was I the only one who experienced
Is that what happened to
Yeah.
you? Do you need to talk about that a little bit more?
I don't know.
That didn't happen to me. No.
Either way, great studio. We love Kenny.
Yeah, I definitely didn't meet Kenny in those circumstances. I met Kenny through Native Q Collective. They were filming for a show, I Choose Albuquerque, and I was interviewed on that show, and that's when I went to Rio Grande Studios to be filmed for that. And I started talking to Kenny a little. I got to play a song live, and he ended up mixing and mastering my single And Again that I released in 2019. And, around the time of October, September of last year, I approached them for recording, and him and his wife, Paula, are just family to me. I really love and appreciate them. They offered to record and work on one of my songs that I've been working on. So we've been spending about 5 months working on the overall approach to this song. And it's a really different sound, and it's not something I've created. And we'll play it tonight. It's not going to be what we have been working on in the studio, but the guys that I've brought are just amazing and talented, and I'm excited to share a little bit of that sound. And yeah, we have a growing relationship, and I'm really thankful. They have such an amazing studio.
Yeah, so I believe what I experienced then was the press-like experience. If you're a writer, podcast host, whatever, that's the...
Yeah, you got to say you're a singer and get in, and then if you would have done that...
That's where I messed up.
Yeah.
What if he asked him to sing?
Then he needs to. He just needs to, and go from there. He might land a single.
Karaoke. Yeah, I'm going to make a whole EP.
Exactly.
Just so I can know where I'm at. No, Kenny's not that crazy, actually. He was a super nice guy once he found out about the show. Full disclosure, nothing crazy going on here.
Rio Grande Studios is awesome. Very great.
Yeah. Have you worked with any other studios? I know we've worked with On the Moon.
Yes,
before.
absolutely. The song that I released, Show You, was recorded and mixed and mastered at On the Moon Records, On the Moon Studios. And Nick Johnson, who is the owner of On the Moon Studios, also took part as percussionist in a lot of the shows that we performed. So at that show at VM, that was the first time that we had performed together. But I had seen him offering sound healing and yoga before. And so we connected that way, and we worked on a lot of music together. Very thankful for him. He has such a beautiful space in his studio, and I saw that you had an interview there as well. And yeah, we haven't been able to connect during the shutdown very much, but definitely hope to. And it was a good experience to be there with him. Besides, OLAD Records, On the Moon Studios, and Rio Grande Studios, I am building a home studio, and I'm working through that. So, hopefully that grows, and I have something solid that I can just create with myself. So
now, to everyone that's been at On the Moon, we have to ask, did you get to see Nick do a handstand?
Yeah.
I don't know how many handstands I saw. So we would just be walking around getting ready for a show, and he would just like do a handstand on a table. Yeah, he's just the handstand guru.
Handstand God, as we
yeah,
said on the show.
he's amazing.
Yeah, no. One of the best intros for this show was when he did a handstand.
When he did a handstand,
Yeah.
The first studio that I really got to, sink into was with Native Q, and that was through an engineer, Ryan on the regular Ryan. So it wasn't a fully built-in studio, but it was one of those moving studios where you could create a whole project in a garage. I literally created my first project in a garage. So yeah, it showed me that you can create your own. And then I've gotten to experience really amazing studios in Albuquerque and hope to experience more.
Yeah, same. We've met with some great studios in town. Hope to meet more.
Hope to see more.
Yeah.
Community, that's the name of the game.
Absolutely.
Well, anyways, we're about to kick this to Damien, but first we got to take a break, get some water. You know how it is. That's the business.
I see what you're doing. Can you show me again? Again and again.
Hi, I'm Munirah, and you're watching Producer's Pit.
And we're back. We had a great conversation with Munirah about music, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But now we got to do the other great part of the interview where I kick it to Damien, because I don't know anything about music production, but he certainly does. So, Damien, what you got for our guest?
Okay, so can you take us through your creative process, and what do you think is the most crucial step in your creative process?
I think the most creative and important process is listening for me. So my process typically starts, and I'll just speak present too, because I've been spending a lot more time writing during the shutdown. My process typically starts where I'm doing something and I hear a melody, or I hear something just that I want to listen to, like a sound coming through, and I just pull out my voice memo and I transmute it. I just start singing a melody. Then I take it to either freestyle writing or poetry. And then I combine, the lyrics with the melody. And I'll either bring on my guitar or the keys. And my knowledge of piano is very minimal. I just started taking piano lessons with my keys player tonight, Alex. So I'm hoping that opens me up to, learn more and produce more. But I'll typically put it onto an instrument, and then from there, if I'm planning to share it on a show like tonight, I sent, band members the songs. We met up and we went over it, and basically just telling them, like, these are the chords that I came up with, like, this is the sound. I transfer it to an instrument, and I find the chords of that specific, place in the song, and I check in with them. Sometimes we make adjustments. Like last week, there's this one chord, and they were like, "What are you playing?" And then they found out it was like a F sharp 11, and I was like, "Okay, like I need to learn that." And it grows from there. And what I would really like to call in is, to really sit with the sounds that I create a lot more, and as I record them, and as I call in more equipment in my production and engineering process, that I'll be able to use my MIDI and other instruments and just create some tracks on my own in that way, and then call in help from there. But definitely the first part for me is hearing. I listen, and it's either when I'm sleeping, when I'm dreaming, when I am driving. Most of the time I hear a lot. I songwrite a lot when I'm driving, and also just day to day when I'm cleaning, when I'm doing something. You'll typically find me like humming a lot of the time, or just if I do hear something, like I'll pull out my phone and I'll take some space to get it down so I don't forget. Sometimes I do, and a lot of the time when I do record something, I have a history of not going back to it. So that's what I'm working on now, is like staying with a thought and carrying it out a lot more, which I think is a huge part of the creative process. Not just stopping and thinking like, well, I can't finish it, or that's it. But there's so much more that you can build upon that idea.
So you said you call in people to help you out. What do you think the importance of varying your collaborations and with all your various studios you visited and groups that you've worked? What's the importance of varying collaborations?
Yeah, I really believe in community in that aspect of being inspired by others and inspiring each other and working together. It's a beautiful thing. I also come from a background of music theory and not being able to step forward so much in it for the last several years. And so when I call out to people such as the instrumentalists that you'll see tonight with me, these are professionals that are very good in music theory and they know what they're doing. And I want to create that type of, expectation for myself. Like I don't want to just, sorry, let me rephrase that. There's nothing wrong with taking the lead as singing while other people play with you and for you. But I also want to be a part of guiding, and I want to produce, and I do produce. And taking steps in that role of production requires me to learn. And so when I put myself in places with other people, not only am I sharing, but I'm also learning, right? And I'm growing, and I'm learning things that I could use more of that I don't really connect with. It's the process of experimenting. And then when you do find those communities that are right for you, I believe it's really great to hold space for each other. And then you'll find communities that might not, you might not want to continue with. And you learn a lot from that too.
So on your website, you said that you want to play some music in K-pop. So can we expect a Munirah K-pop record?
So you won't expect a K-pop record by Munirah, but I'm currently working on a potential placement with another artist here, Angelis, with Olad Records. So my role with K-pop would be writing the music and then it being placed and then the K-pop artist performing that song. So that's what, Olad does really well in, is they have amazing musicians, amazing producers, engineers. They put music together and they pitch it to their A&Rs and they pick it up. And they're doing great. These songs are on, Ellen and all these big shows and, just doing so well. And that would be a place for me, not so much within K-pop, but I would really like to step forward with helping with music scoring now that Netflix is here and working towards A&R placements with the film industry. I really resonate with that. K-pop was a really good experience. I've written a lot of K-pop music. None of it has been placed, but it's been really helpful to learn how to write, how people like to listen to music and structure, and then to not always use that with yourself, but to know that, there are strengths in songwriting, absolutely. And you can translate that into your own artistry in some ways, and then you can let a lot of it go. And I'll show you some songs here that I have written. It's recorded, and maybe on the side I can show you. It's really fun. K-pop music is so high movement, and just, it's really great.
Now, have you ever thought about making an Albuquerque K-pop group?
An Albuquerque K-pop group?
Yes.
I've never thought of that. I have been told that I need to be a part of like a 5-band group or something, I get a lot of feedback, you should be like a Maroon 5 band, like all these things. I'm like, well, thanks, but I don't know. I just create what I create, call in who comes in. Really excited to work on some possible collaborations with Walker Cass. I haven't collaborated with a lot of female artists, and that's what I'm working on this year. There's a lot of female artists that I would really love to sing with and create with, and just respect their own space as an artist, but also create with them. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see me creating an Albuquerque K-pop?
Yes, we totally do.
Yeah,
we definitely had a conversation about this.
Yeah, we could see it happen. Like, let's start just going crazy.
That's awesome.
Let's make some just out of place stuff.
It brings up memories of being 5 to 7 choreographing dances to like the Spice Girls and Britney Spears with my cousins, and just like being like super into that.
Yeah, like
it brings up those memories for sure.
Like, start like a female local K-pop.
Yeah,
league.
that would be amazing.
I don't know where that would go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but
I'm not
I'm
sure
there.
if it'll be K-pop, but I do see some female groups coming out for sure this year. And I do love to write pop music. I don't technically release it, but I definitely love to write pop music. It's fun, and I think there's ways to integrate it into the sound. So yeah.
So from that, we're expecting to see some. Walker, Cass, Munirah. Is
I
that the
can't-
group in the future?
I can't say what it will develop into, but I will say that they are my sisters, and we do spend a lot of time together, and they are a supportive group for me, and I hope to create some music with them. And actually, Miriam and I are learning how to engineer together. So she's engineered one of the last videos I posted, the cover on my Instagram, and I engineered one of her videos that Jaslyn recorded and filmed. So yeah, we're creating together, so we'll see.
So no K-pop, unfortunately, but we will take.
Not yet.
Not yet, but not in the near future. I'm gonna have to
Yes,
wait
the
a while.
keyword, yes, the
But
keyword.
regardless, Siren Folk Rock Stars are gonna be collaborating with Munirah. It's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
it's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be, yeah,
We have a lot of histories to share.
yeah.
I'll just say
A
that.
lot of stuff. Maybe we'll get you all on the show.
Yeah,
and
cool.
it'll
We could.
get real
They're
interesting.
next, aren't they? They're coming up later this month.
We'll see.
We'll
they,
see.
We gotta talk with them.
Yeah.
All right.
They gotta DM us back actually. But anyways, I think that's about all the questions
Yeah.
we have. We got a couple more things to talk about, but first, let's take a break. Stay hydrated, get some water.
Ooh, I'm taking your words and putting them to action. Still seems like
Hi, I'm Munirah asking you to subscribe to the Producer's Pit on YouTube.
I'm strong. You don't know what to do. Just remember, I'm taking your words and putting them to action.
And welcome back to the Producer's Pit. We just had some great conversations with Munirah about everything from her creative process to the recipe for the Munirah latte. I don't know if I'm more excited for the K-pop album or the latte. I don't know. Comment which one you're more excited for. But anyways, before we let you loose and let you go crazy on our music stage, is there anything you'd like to plug? Any upcoming projects you'd like to announce here?
Yeah,
Floor
thank
is
you.
yours.
Thank you for the space. It's been really nice to be on your show. Yeah, currently I'm working on a video and a single with Rio Grande Studios and my amazing sister Jazz on film. And my sister is directing the music video as well. She's assisting with the direction. And so I'm working on a visual. I'm really excited for that and releasing. And recently, or actually most recent, you can expect a performance for the Art Walk in April, on April 2nd. And I'll be headlining before Decon. Really excited
We'll
about
just
that.
say headlining.
Really exciting about that. I just got asked to perform for Dig and Serve and Nueva, New Mexico for a desert glamping experience. And I'll be performing for people staying and then waking them up, teaching them yoga, and offering sound healing to them before they leave. So I'm preparing for that too. So those are the two recent performances that I have. And just to connect with me week to week, I do teach yoga at 2 studios in Albuquerque. So one is Stretch and Strength and another is Blissful Spirits. And I really do appreciate connecting with people in my classes. I like to offer the philosophy of yoga as a guide. It's really helped my mental health and it's just been a part of my life for a while. And I offer sound healing in that as well. So yeah, just come take a class, and all of that information is on my Instagram, which is Sade Munirah. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Any other? You got a website? Where can we stream all your music?
Yeah, you can stream my music on all platforms, Spotify, iTunes, whatever you have.
Does that include Deezer?
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. You can stream my music there. I do have a website, www.munirahmusic.com. And I'm really excited for this upcoming collaboration with an online publication called Panther. So, they're creating online pages for artists, and there will be a way when the website launches that you can join a subscription, about 99 cents a month, and you can connect with a lot of more personal, day-to-day content that I might not be sharing all the time. But yeah, just a really good resource and outlet for artists, and you're able to connect with other artists that they have on the page as well. So that's going to be launching sometime soon. I'm really excited about that.
And of course, you can also find Munirah on MySpace.
Oh man,
man.
that would have been a long time ago.
That was a blast from the past. I was like,
Yeah, I wasn't even
80
allowed to
years
check
ago.
my MySpace. Like my stepmom had to check it. Like yeah, I wasn't allowed to.
I
I was
didn't think we
told
were
what
alive.
was put on. So long
I
ago.
would say let's bring MySpace back.
Let's bring it back.
All right, well,
Thank you.
before we plug our stuff, we'd like to ask you, is there anyone you'd love to see sitting where you are talking to us in the future?
Yeah, I would like Sun Sounds to be on here. They would have a really fun vibe for you guys. Like you would be dancing the whole time because every time they perform, I'm just like happy. So Tessa and Will, Sun Sounds, definitely.
I want to say I did get myself a what's it called, Sun Sound sticker last week.
Did you?
At that networking
Yeah.
event. It's on my computer.
That's awesome.
Shout out Sun Sounds. That's
Shout
a cool.
out Sun
It's a
Sounds.
cool sticker.
Yeah.
Anybody else
For now,
for now? Just
Sun Sound. You said you did have D the musician on here.
no, not yet. But
Oh, not yet?
But we need to.
Well,
We've
then
met
that
him.
would be my other suggestion. He's incredible. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that whole band that was at
Yeah.
Florida. So
Also, I love Prison Bitch. They're great. They're a really good local band, and they travel. So I'm not sure when they're here, but yeah, definitely shout out to Prison Bitch. Their live performance just takes you somewhere. I don't know where they go, but you go with them, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's so good.
I was about to say they've been making the news lately. They've been on the cover of the Albuquerque Journal.
they've been really
They've
good.
been doing some things.
Yes,
But yeah, I mean, I know you'd recommend Walker Cass if we haven't met
absolutely.
them.
I
mean,
recommend Walker Cass.
I recommend Walker
Yes,
Cass.
I thought they were just going to be on the show. So Walker Cass, absolutely.
Yeah.
Get those girls on here.
You know, this is a Walker Cass advertisement. Like,
Yes.
This whole show was just a play to get them on. No, I'm kidding. But no, those are all great recommendations. We love to see all those people here. I mean, of course, if you're a local musician who wants to be on, DM the page at producers_pit on Instagram. That's mostly where it's popping. That's where we post all the silly stuff. If you want to see Munirah do the weather this week, we're not going to do that because Two Man Embassy is the only
I
guys who
would
would
be
do that.
horrible at that.
Two Man Embassy was scarily good at it.
Good, yeah. It's
Like
crazy.
it was like they rehearsed it. Like
Yeah.
so, if you haven't seen that episode, by the way, go check it out because they're gonna become like the best weathermen ever. But yeah, producers_pit. That's where most of our socials are. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. I don't know what we're doing on there, but we're doing a lot on Instagram. We might be doing some stuff on Twitch because that'd be fun. Live stream some concerts, some
Absolutely.
stuff.
Yeah.
Have some musicians come and perform. But yeah, YouTube, Producers Pit, that's where the full episodes are. That's where you can find all this good stuff. The whole 9. That's where the whole show is going to be. And also Comcast Public Access Channel 27, courtesy of our friends at Studio 519. So we've been talking about getting Munirah on stage all night. We've been alluding to it, so there's nothing left to do but to let her loose and let her go crazy on our music stage. So that'll be coming up right after this.
Slow down and stop crowding, surrounding me.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we let you go tonight, we got a wonderful music performance by Munirah and the Munirahs. I don't know if you guys got a proper name yet. But anyways, play us out for the night. Let's hear it.
All right, Munirahs. Just want to thank the Producers Pit for having us on. Thank all of the sound crew, all the film crew, Jaslyn for being here, and introducing Alex on keys, Jesse on percussion, and Jabez on bass. Thank you so much. This first song is called Somebody.
The sun feels good when I'm cold. makes me remember the old. All the stories Mama told. She said, open your heart and heighten souls. Oh, 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 yeah. Mountain holds me like the sea. Reflect so I know how to be. Just letting it out to be free. Feels just like right when you undress me. So please don't ever hold back. I'm trying to feel the impact of your energy. I know that you're scared, and I agree. Loving ain't never been easy, yeah. But it's not that bad with somebody who knows all your worth, yeah. Open mind through my body, bring it back to earth, yeah. Please don't worry about doing right by me, 'cause you make it look so easy, yeah. It's not that bad with nobody, no. But I'd rather you do it with me, yeah, yeah. I like the way you count me up with daisies so you can get a taste. I feel every way you tell me again. You do it better every day. So please don't ever hold back. I'm trying to feel the impact of your energy. I know that you're scared, and I agree. Loving ain't never been easy, yeah. But it's not that bad with somebody who knows all your worth, yeah. Open mind through my body, bring it back to earth, yeah. Please don't worry about doing right by me. Hey, hey, yeah. It's not that bad with nobody, no. But I'd rather you do it with me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, oh. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey. Thank you. Hey, thank you. That was thank you. That was our first time performing this song together, and this whole set together. Just want to thank you guys behind me. You're amazing. All right. Well, this next song is called Histories. It's a mystery when you say you love me, 'cause I keep histories that tell me it was other things. if love is patient and love is kind, then where should I draw the line when you crossed over mine? It was hard to do with you when you turned to be cruel, didn't know what to do. You thought I had time to watch it play out, stay a while so you could learn how to treat me right. Moments in life with you, hard to see if it wasn't true. Just when I opened up to you. And if love is patient and love is kind, then where did I draw the line when you crossed over mine? It was hard to do with you when you turned to be cruel, didn't know what to do. It's a mystery when you say you love me, 'cause I keep history that tell me it was other things. And if love is patient and love is kind, then where did I draw the line when you crossed over mine? It was hard to do with you when you turned to be cruel. Thank you.
Awesome. It's so nice to play and perform. My gosh, it feels so great. This last song is called Healer, and I'm currently recording it with Rio Grande Studios, working on a visual and a release for this song. Excited to play it live for you. Thank you.
How good is your love if it don't change you? You saw this, you spoke this. Don't get caught in the dark, 'cause round and round they go until they got no other spot to exit but the cycles. It's denial, it's survival. They keep repeating on the vinyl. I don't wanna go back to places I've been. Just let me start again. Move as fast as a face to face, yeah. Let the night light the way. If I'm gonna be her, I'ma need you while I take off the light like my inside. Tell me if it resonates with you. 'Cause round and round we go until we got no other spot to exit but our cycles. It's denial, it's survival. To keep repeating on the vinyl. I don't wanna go back to places I've been. Just let me start again.
Thank you. Thank you, producers Pitt. Thank you, Steven and Mark in the back, and everyone in the front, and everyone in the back, and just everyone. Thank you.
Damn, that was amazing. Thanks for coming in, Munirah.
Thank you.
That's about it for tonight. They wouldn't play Wonderwall for us, so I guess we're going home. So anyways, for myself, for Damien's and Alien, for Munirah and the Munirahs. Oh, wow, I butchered that. Anyways, for Studio 519 and the Producers Pit crew, this is the Producers Pit signing off. We'll see you on the next one.